Hello viewers and welcome to Scotland for the Gralloch, one of the biggest gravel events in the UK and a UCI World Champs qualifying event. I've just taken part and had a great time, but more of my experience later in another video. But first, I want to see what bikes and equipment and tyre choices people are using, from pros to amateurs. So let's go for a walk and see what bikes we can find.
You're right, it was brutal as always.
Did you win?
No.
How's your race firstly? How did you get on?
Had quite a good day today. I took it kind of relatively steady, although I didn't have great legs, but it was fine. I had a good time. Only got a slight puncture and had to re-inflate my back tyre, which was actually, just doing that is quite a good result here, but it was good.
Okay, yeah. You've done quite a few gravel events. You clearly enjoy gravel then? You've taken to it quite well?
Yeah, I've done quite a bit of gravel now over the years. I really enjoy it. I just like I like competing, I like exploring new places, I like finding new trails. It's great.
Yeah. Was it quite a learning curve come to gravel for you?
I think every race is different, to be honest. I've had some races that have gone really well and was fine. I've had races that maybe haven't gone so well. You know, everything's different. Gravel's always tough because every race is, even though I've done this race, you know, the same course 3 times, is all those 3 times are different, and you have different challenges on each of them.
Yeah. And your bike, you've got a BMC, big tyres, 1 by SRAM.
Absolutely lovely bike, BMC Chaos. SRAM Explorer group with just the 303S is it wheels, and I went for these Schwably kind of really bomb-proof all-round tyres this time.
Yeah.
Just to try and 45mm to try and stave off the punches. So yeah,
there were a lot of punches out there, weren't there? I saw a lot of people. I fell back, so I probably saw a lot more than you.
Yeah, I think I've never been to a race where there's so many punctures as here.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think the trails here are amazing. It's beautiful, and you're out in incredible scenery.
Yeah.
But there is something, I don't know what it is, like the flinty rock or something that makes it bad for punctures. But yeah, as I was just trying to take it a bit steadier, I was trying to look after my tyres a little bit.
It's probably a sensible approach, isn't it? Could have finished first, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got to finish first. Yeah, you're not going to win with that approach, but it meant I had quite a good day out. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks very much.
How many tyres have you changed this weekend?
I've lost count, I think. I actually have no idea.
You saved a lot of people this weekend, I think.
Well, I hope so. I think people got out and enjoyed the day, and yes, people seem happy coming back, so that's good.
Good.
Lots of people, their bikes worked when they came back, so
yeah, well, I really appreciate your service being here.
Yeah, I think they do. It saved their races, so yeah, it's good that we're here, and glad we can help people out.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. Enjoy your ice cream.
Thank you very much.
Flavour?
It's lemon curd, so
lemon curd.
Refreshing on a hot day.
Chris, firstly, how was the event for you? How did you get on?
Finished.
Did you enjoy it?
Ask me tomorrow. I came here to get my head kicked in, and I think I got my head kicked in, to be totally honest.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a rough one. I think my bike was the right bike for it.
Yeah.
Having done it last year as well, the first thing I bought last year was I want suspension, and alas, now I have suspension.
So let's talk about your bike. You're riding the new Dark Matter.
Yeah, this is Argon 18's new Dark Matter.
Bike.
Came out at Tracker, basically, or just before Tracker, so it's 2 weeks old right now. I'm riding a size medium, but the important thing to say about this bike is it is long. It's a long frame, so the geometry is a bit more kind of mountain bikey, I would say. It does really blur that gap between mountain bike, gravel bike, and I've taken it to that level by putting suspension forks in it as well. So you remember I had a drop bar hardtail.
Yep.
This was basically the gravel version of a drop bar hardtail, I would say. I've got 50mm tyres on at the moment, a Schwalbe RX Pro on the front and an R Pro on the rear, so more grippy on the front, a bit faster on the back. I am going to put 2.1s on it. It will comfortably fit 2.1s. The Fox suspension forks officially say 50mm, but I actually put a 2.2 in it, and it fit all right. I mean, it's definitely not in the tolerances, but it fit. So it's kind of all right. Group set, SRAM red shifters, the red Explore crank power meter thing, an XX SL rear mech with the big boy cassette. It's the first time I've used SRAM in maybe 10 years, whenever the first ETAP came out, and really like it actually. It's very intuitive. It's taken a bit to get used to, but it feels very intuitive. Harder, easier, I like that. I've done a little thing here yesterday where I've got some blips under the bars, and these are Leap components. They make these little 3D printed things. So I sit here a lot on the tops, and it's quite nice to be able to shift like so there. That was a nice little extra. The new red shifters I really like because the button there as well on the front. I tend to actually hold and shift like this quite a lot, which is quite weird. Tailfin, little top tube bag. Tailfin's new sandwich bag here, which has just got tools in it. That's got food in it. 2 big water bottles. NB stem, NB gravel bars, NB seat post. Gebiomi's sleek saddle, which just works really well for me. My cheeky upgrade that I would recommend people doing. It doesn't matter what the group set you've got in, but Trick Stuff brake pads are so good. Like, they make mountain bike brakes, right? Their pads are incredible. I've also put on the Trick Stuff rotors because I think they look quite cool. And then NB 3.4 front and rear with NB's new inner drive hub on them, which sounds nice. Rolls really well. That's about it. I'm genuinely very impressed with the bike. Like, the geometry does start to blur that line between like a mountain bike and a gravel bike. That's always been my thing, is like try and alleviate things that are going to go wrong by having stuff that's bomb-proof. Yeah. Hence why the first thing I said to you when I saw your bike is with the integrated bar and stem, I want that because my handlebar slipped.
Okay, yes, yeah.
It's not a massive issue, it's just something to then go, I mean, I should have probably stopped and sorted it, but I didn't. And now I'm feeling a bit like I've been doing this a bit.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
do you know the name of the bike, the colour?
The colour?
Do you know what it's called?
No idea.
Root beer.
Root beer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see that actually. Yeah, I can see that.
They changed the name of it about 4 hours before they launched the bike.
Okay.
I think it was like called Copper or something before. It's not root beer.
Yeah, root beer, yeah, I can see that. It's a nice colour. It looks good, dusty.
Yeah, it looks great dusty, doesn't it?
Well, thank you for sharing your bike with us.
No problem, mate.
Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm Christina. I'm from live in Surrey currently, from Cumbria.
And how's your race today? How do you get on?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, suffered in the heat a little bit. A couple of issues, but I suppose everyone has some issues somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
Any issues with your bike? Equipment set up?
So yeah, Panarace tyres, no issues there. The tyres, no flats.
And you're going big on the tyres, but I looked at nice wide tyres.
Yeah, 45C tyres. I think we're going to 50 now, which is. But, yeah, no spot on, to be honest. Loads grip in the descent, I've loads confidence in the descent.
I hear you're a mountain bike as well, so
yeah, I've raced mountain bike, yeah. Yeah, quite enjoyed the descents. I'm sort of trying to use those to my advantage.
Is it your first time here or done it before?
No, I did last year as well. And then I also did the Champs team as well. So I raced twice last year. Yeah. And it was hot both times, actually. So it seems to be always be like this.
Oh, no, it's amazing work for it. Yeah. Maybe a bit too hot.
Yeah, I think that might be a bit hot for me, I mean. I like the heat, but maybe not racing in it.
So, how was it for you?
Good. Yeah, I mean, I came in this year, like last year I broke my rim pretty late on in the race, and I came in with foam inserts and a bit better wheels. And yeah, I kind of made the mistake of not reacting to Vakoch and Ben Thomas going. I kind of thought we would work a bit better, and like they wouldn't get that much of a gap. But this course is like really suited to guys' solo effort, because you're either doing your pace up a climb or you're trying to avoid the big rocks in the downhill. So it was a long wait to get back to the front, but Matt Holmes and I eventually got there. And then yeah, I think I was cramping a little bit near the end, and I think it's just because I've been training for longer races than this, and I didn't really have that explosiveness in my legs. And in the sprint, we kind of all had the same plan. We all wanted to be first into the corner, the switchback just here, entering into the gravel. So it was bumping and barging quite a bit in those corners, and yeah, we were 3 wide, Matt, Peter and I going out of the corner. Peter went like really wide and almost crashed, and Matt took a really wide line and went in, and we were 3 wide, and I just didn't have the kick. Couldn't get through those cramps, and just held their wheel to roll in for third.
So after 110 kilometres, it came down to a sprint finish.
Yeah.
Over all those hills and through those rocks, and
Yeah.
We came on a sprint
Little
finish. That's
sprint
amazing.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, I'm happy we eventually caught them. We could finally see them one long straightaway, and the motivation came back a bit in the group. And yeah, Matt just went super hard up a climb, and I was the only one who could stay with him, and I barely stayed with him. And yeah, I'm happy.
And you're happy your bike set up, the tyres and handlebars and gear?
Super happy, yeah. Yeah, I hit a rock super hard on the rear wheel, and I felt it hit the rim, and I was like, oh no, well I hit the foam insert in there.
Yeah.
And there's a pretty big cut in my tire, but it sealed actually, like cut this long, and it sealed somehow, and held on to like 15 psi for the second half of the race. But on this course, it felt a bit low, but it was enough to get round fine, and luckily I didn't have to stop or put the CO2 in or anything, so just a little bit of a limiter, but it was minor because like Matt flatted, Peter flatted, and so yeah, really happy.
What's the race? How do you get on? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, I really enjoyed it. After the first climb, I was on my own, and I basically rode to the second feed on my own. I felt like I was going well. I was enjoying passing people, lots of encouragement, 50s I was catching. Unfortunately, then I'd not really had anyone to ride with, and I got into a small group, and I smashed a rock. It's totally my own mistake, and I ripped the tyre. So, two guys came past me. I finished third, but I had a day out, and I was really pleased to be able to repair it. It split on B, so I got a plug and put it long ways, and it worked. So, yeah.
And you got a cool medal as well.
Yeah, I got a cool medal. Yeah, really good book.
First time here, we've been
third time.
Okay, yeah. I was surprised how rough it was for gravel. It's chunky gravel, should we say? Like suspension, mountain bike might be nice.
The first time I rode it 3 years ago, it was worse.
Okay.
It was really bad, but I think they've had 2 car rallies and they grade the worst of it.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, that's an improvement on the first year.
Yeah. And what bike you're obviously on a Scott? Any big tyres, I guess?
45mm tyres. Schwalbe R's. I've got the new SRAM 13 speed with the transmission, and this is the amazing Puller. It's a Addict Gravel RC.
Okay.
And, yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And being a mountain bike, are you interested in suspension on a gravel bike? Do you think you need that or not? No? Okay.
No. Stop it. Just stop it.
Too far?
Rigid forks. Chunky tyres, drop bars, I love it.
Are you using inserts or not?
Yes, I've got crush core in there.
Okay,
yeah, front and rear.
You think that's like an essential for this course?
For me, it definitely is. Yeah. I mean, if you have a serious issue, it's quite they're not cheap, so you need to carry it back with you if you have an issue. Getting them off is quite tricky, but I think it's well worth it.
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't just save your tyre; it saves the rim as well. So I've hit that really hard. The tyre will go in the bin, but the rim's not. The carbon rim's not broken, so it's protected.
Quite a cheap way of saving an expensive wheel.
Yeah.
And let you run low pressures, that's all.
Yeah, I had 28 psi front and rear today, so just, not a bad pressure for that kind of riding.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry if it's
cool bike.
an inconvenience, but we'll get round to it as soon as we can.
Cool, thanks, sir.
No problem.
How was it, guys? Did you enjoy it?
Not really.
Made the wrong question.
Did and didn't.
Yeah. First time or done before?
Second, yeah. I thought I just left my legs at home, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have said, yeah, it was great, but no, packed everything except for the legs, so.
And how are your bikes and equipment all good?
Yeah, we're good. All right with it. I've got a bit of a gear problem, but my bike fell off the roof.
Okay. You're both on a Specialized Crux, so an excellent choice, and I think probably the most popular bike here this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, last year I raced on 40s, and
we're now 45s, are you?
These are 47s. The Michelin's are quite random. They do a bit of a weird size. That's 47.
Oh, you got the Michelin. I got the same tyres. Yeah, they blow up 50 on my rims.
Do you know what?
So they might
actually got 50s.
Yeah.
And they look like that. Well, that's the front. That's a 50.
That's 50, yeah. So bigger tyres are better, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Bodies everywhere.
Yeah,
like
so
punches,
punches,
crashes, people vomiting.
I've never seen so many people punches.
Probably me weeping.
Were you guys hoping to qualify, or was that not an objective for you?
I qualified last year.
Did you? Okay. Okay.
It was, but unfortunately, I don't know.
You're getting greedy. You qualified last year.
Oh yeah.
Greedy. Was enough.
Yeah.
But given the number of people punches, you might stand a chance because.
I thought I had no chance because I gave up racing after an hour and so I'll just ride it now. Then I went on the racing, and after about 3 hours, the legs started to come round. So I thought, let's have a bit of fun, just have a battle with a few people. It's only 9 minutes slower than last year, which I'm quite crestfallen about.
That's not too bad.
So yeah, so it might still just get me through. I don't know. It just depends how many started.
Yeah.
You can't go by.
Yeah, I don't know how many. They're big fields, weren't they, in our age category? So.
Massive.
Well, thanks for sharing your race experience and
I'll
get some of your bikes. Yeah, I think the Crux is probably the most popular bike this weekend. I've been doing a bit of survey. Yeah, same. I've got one of those.
34mm road tyres on it. I don't ride anything else to be fair.
Get the good side. Here in Gatehouse of Fleet. Fantastic ride. Brilliant for Lizzie to get back on.
Who are you and where are you from?
Diederik Thielen. I'm originally from the Netherlands, but I live in Jerona.
And how's the race for you today?
It's nice. I mean, I do it now for a few years, so my level's getting higher and higher.
Yeah.
And I work still as a mechanic, so this is like a hobby.
Okay. You do a lot of gravel racing, I guess, then it's your main time.
Well, it's actually funny because it's, I would say in Europe, I would almost say started in Jerona with the truck car.
Okay, yeah.
And the first year I was working and I was washing all the bikes. And I was like, next year I should do this race actually. And then so on, like, did the 200, and the next year I was like, I had a puncture as well, finished the race, and then a year later I won. I was like, okay, do the 360, and then so onwards. But now the level is like so high, but still enjoying it.
And tell me about your bike. You got an Envy Mog. That's a custom paint finish.
Yeah, actually I'm still towards the shop that I was working for, the service at the time.
Okay.
I was sponsored by them, and actually for this year Trucka, we came up with my colleague for a paint job. So. Yeah.
And you got big on tyres.
Yeah, I heard it's super chunky here, so it went on 50. So yeah.
You happy with that? No punches, no.
Well, I actually had a super tiny hole, but the sealant actually made a posted. So yeah.
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, super nice.
Cycling Saturday
here
at Gatehouse of Fleet. Back to make the presentation.
Is that wolf tooth chain?
59 each category.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's got a full finish
with
Welcome to the stage.
Got a 44.
Top
three
in
that's
the
enough,
men's
is it?
55 to 59 age category.
You always run the money.
Whoop a big cheer if you would.
Yeah.
Coming up, you guys are quite happy because loads of never chain off, and you have all the gearing.
In third place.
And in there just gels and.
Yeah, nobody I use my spare.
Your hydration pack or just bottles?
I actually just used
just bottles.
1 liter bottles.
Oh wow, and that's enough for the whole race?
Yeah.
You didn't stop?
No.
About to take to the podium as a man that sounds like he should be in a Hollywood.
Thank you for sharing your bike. How was it? Did you enjoy it?
I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm definitely coming back this year, but it wasn't without its issues. First 50 miles were absolutely mint. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I was actually doing really good time. Back started hurting, and I managed to pick up a puncture from hitting a rock, and it just wasn't sealing. So for the last 17 miles, it was a combination of nursing my a really hurting back, like really painful, where the thought of getting off and leaning over to pump the tyre up was utter agony.
Yeah, I guess you're tubeless. Did you try plugging it, or do you?
I have these, and I'll be honest with you, they are the single worst thing I've ever used. I don't know if that's bad for thing, but I've had one success with this, and then every other time they've been an utter nightmare. So I've been trying to use. It just pushes the plastic thing in, and then the actual bit that's supposed to go in with the dart just comes off and just rides up here. It's just no luck at all. So I have better luck with those snakes and the Dynaplugs, like you say. So that's what I'll be doing in future. So the rest of the time, I stopped 6 times. I lost 16 minutes because I looked at the finishing time. So my moving time, bearing in mind I was nursing a flat tyre for the last 17, was 3 hours 53 minutes.
That's a good. Took 4 hours.
Which was okay, but the finishing time was 4 hours 13.
Yeah, that's a good time.
So
yeah,
it's my first event. Like it's actually my first race, so I'm quite excited about that.
Yeah, cool.
We did a little calculation. I haven't heard it officially, but there's 280 people. So the position I finished in would be like dead last for possibly qualifying.
As you might just the end,
I
right on the
might
cusp
be,
of that.
yeah, I'm literally either the last possible.
Finger crossed then, you might have just sneaked in.
Might do, yeah.
Can we have a look at your bike? Are we okay to do stand on the other side?
Absolutely.
I know you got a bad back.
Yeah,
So,
a bit better now.
Orbea Terra with the Lauf fork.
Yeah.
Apart from the puncture, no other issues. No
other issues. I had a little bit of problem with the gears, but it's a bit of a lesson to me just to buy the proper stuff rather than trying to make.
Oh, it's
it's a road bike cassette, so I'm asking for trouble. So,
okay.
Yeah. And I did have a couple of issues. One time the chain did actually come off, where I had to come off and just pick it up, like as if the stop screw had. It wasn't adjusting properly, but when you look down on the rough side, the chain is doing this.
Really?
It's alarming.
I'm jealous of your Lauf fork, and my arms are like jelly after that. I put them down with my tyre.
I tell you what, I moan about the tyre, but one of the best things was how it was like a carpet. I could ride over the roughest stuff. And other than it bottoming out the rim occasionally, it was the most comfortable, serene ride I've ever had.
15 psi is all you need.
Yeah, I know.
That's cool bike, mate. What's this for? Mud? A dust guard?
You know that tiny little bit of mud we had in that 5.
Oh yeah, one section,
one little section, yeah.
It's quite nice actually.
No mud at the back, so it worked.
And, just full of gels, I guess, in there, and.
So left open. Grab some of those.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
But you got mountain bike tyres then, haven't you?
Yeah, I went for the Race King on the front.
Yeah.
I tried putting a Race King on the back, but it simply wasn't going to fit, so I went with a front foot.
And loads of clearance.
And a much better tyre protection. These Thunderbirds I knew were quite fragile, but didn't realise quite how fragile. So I think next year I'll probably be going with one of the new proper dedicated gravel tyres. I think they'll fit a bit better as well.
Well done for getting around despite having a flat tyre.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
First, can you tell me who you are and where you're from?
So I'm Tom Cousins, and yeah, this year I'm living in the United Kingdom, down south.
And we're here at Gralloch. What bike are you riding, and what changes have you made to your bike equipment setup for the race?
So this is the Ribble Gravel SL in my own custom colourway, and actually the setup itself is fairly bog standard. We've got the SRAM Force AXS group set, 12-speed group set with a 44-tooth chainring on the front and a 44-10 on the rear. I mean, for a race like this, I'd run slightly wider tyres. For me, a 45mm tyre is the perfect compromise between speed, durability, and also comfort. And I'll probably run this around 30 psi. And for a gravel race, I'll also run tyre inserts and around 100mm of sealant, basically just to try and minimise the likelihood of puncturing, because that's going to lose you precious minutes. Other changes I've made is a 3D printed saddle. So this is from Physique, and for me personally, this has been a bit of a game changer over the last couple of weeks. And especially on the gravel, I find the 3D technology really helps to distribute the weight across the entirety of the saddle. And when you're racing gravel, trying to hold an aero position through the corners, changing your weight on either side of the saddle, yeah, that's been a massive part in just helping me be more comfortable on the bike, especially when gravel races can be quite long. I've also upgraded the bar tape to some Physique sticky tape as well. Again, your hands are always on the bars gravel racing, and when you're racing gravel, the terrain is rough. So anything you can do to minimise the bumps, the absorption, basically minimise the absorption of the gravel to give you as much comfort as possible, which ultimately is going to help you smash it out there on the gravel.
Are you wearing gloves?
Yes, I will do.
Okay.
So that's.
And you mentioned tyre liners, inserts. Is that just rear or front rear?
Front and rear.
Okay.
So yeah.
And aero, where's your view? I mean, as an aero bike, are you big on aero? You got the aero helmet I see today.
Well,
aero socks, skin suit.
Yeah, I'll be wearing a skin suit.
Okay.
So Yeah, I think aero in gravel does play its part. The speeds aren't quite as high as road racing, obviously. However, you're still going to save precious watts and therefore energy whilst gravel racing. So for the race tomorrow, I'll be making a few aero changes. Notably this aero helmet, which is the Physique Kudo Aero, and then other changes I'll be making is I'll also be wearing fast, not fun, sportsful gravel skin suit to maximise my performance and hopefully increase my chances of winning.
And hydration pack and bottles, or bottles only? What's your preference on nutrition on the fly?
I think nutrition is something people massively underestimate, and especially hydration. For me personally, I go through around a litre of liquids an hour, which people are always shocked by that, but for me it works, and yeah, that's just what I've got used to over the last couple of years. So for that, I'll be taking 2 bottles on the bike, then a 2-litre bladder on my back. I will then also have 2 bottles in the feed station, so I can switch those out if I need to halfway around the race.
And your hopes for the race tomorrow? Win it?
Yeah,
Qualify?
well, the biggest goal is to try and qualify for the Gravel World Champs. To do that, I need to finish in the top 25% of my race categories. So, yeah, I think if we can do that, that'll be a massive benefit. So, fingers crossed for tomorrow.
So there we go, some really interesting and cool bikes, and hopefully some advice and tips and setup equipment choices we can all learn from if we are doing our own gravel events in the future. And drop a comment down below to let me know what bike you think is the coolest in this roundup. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again very soon.